Hello everybody,
Hello everyone.
we're here, hopefully you can hear us, hopefully you can see us.
Yes,
Robin's having a little bit of panic with his skanks and his camera.
technical issues.
Technical
Yeah,
issues. It just highlights how much of a faff this kind of stuff is when you don't have a space set up. All these professionals, they've got their space set up already.
also it's why you should never do exercise. I did a hit routine before doing this for setting up.
Never do exercise, that's a very good,
Bad for you, don't do it. And
just
also,
not worth it.
I got some new Bluetooth headphones to help with these live streams, and they didn't connect to the computer, of course.
Nope.
Of course.
So we are doing the lizards today. I don't know out there who we've got. We've got Wolfman Gath, hello, John Grant, Paint Rattle and Roll, Jim Henderson, David Henderson. Say hello. Welcome aboard. Hope everybody else is painting some lizards today. Although I think we're probably the only people who haven't painted them still, Robin.
Yeah, it seems everybody and their dog has painted these. Some of the dog has even done it better than me. Yeah, they're definitely. Everybody's very keen to paint their lizards.
I've made a start on about 3 models because I've got this one here that I've started in blue
Right.
with a red shield, and then I've got I've started the big boy, and I've done him with like a reddy orange skin. I'm going to do him with a bright red sort of set of scales as well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start on the George today.
I've got the world's creakiest chair. I'm doing George last because he's the one with like I'm doing the most ambitious paint scheme. I'm doing him last. Going up to it. I'm just doing the skinks today. This is my currently painted skink. It's my test skink. I realised I forgot a little belt around the middle. I'm going to pinch that. But that's test. That's my test scheme. So that's my colour scheme. So I've got the other 2 here, waiting for being painted.
I realised that I am definitely, when it comes to painting, I've finished Golgok apart from doing his base, which I started first session we did.
Yeah.
And then I started on Morgok as well, which I'm mostly done now as well. But as I've started 3 of these skinks, I'm definitely a starter and not a complete finisher when it comes to painting.
Yeah, I'm I'm not a completely finished at all. I tend to. I mean, I started ages ago, but things keep coming up. I'm really quite pleased with how he was coming along as well. I've got my red skull, but I haven't done any more to him because my son wanted to do paint a couple of things, and then on the stream last week, I can't remember what we were doing, but the skinks have arrived, so now I've got to paint those. I'm using scale colour today, sent to me. Not sent to me, but as I said before, I bought from Paint Battle and Roll. New all opened up, and they sell lots of lovely paints. And I'm using my wet palette as well from Redgrass Games.
Hey.
Because I've got this kind of wet blended purple into red thing going on the skinks. That's at least the plan. And I have to say, I'm about to find out how well the paint is kept on the wet palette. I have to add a bit more purple. Use it up. So.
I'm continuing my GW fanboy-esque state. I've just got my contrast paints here.
You're the contrast king.
Well, it's just so much easier, and I'm a very lazy painter, as I said before. I can't be doing with all these extra layers and faff. Although, I mean, my Golgok, I was going back and putting extra bits and bobs all over it. So I definitely think I suit Nurgle painting more.
Nurgle painting is actually I haven't done those. I just know Nurgle painting is really fun, but actually I haven't really done it, so I can't really think whether it's fun or not. I need to move slightly.
You certainly don't have to worry about spilling paints over and stuff like that, because it's all like, well, when I paint anyway, I make it lots of greens and browns. Yeah. So, like, if you notice you've missed a spot whilst you're doing some greens, but the spot that you need to fill in needs to be a brown, you can sort of whack some green in there, and generally it will sort of, as long as it's dark enough, it kind of just all sort of blends in anyway.
Yes. I noticed my paintbrush is splitting. My paintbrush is splitting, of course. Now I'm on stream. It's normally alright. I'm on stream, it's splitting. Sort that out. Just wait for that. Just try and keep going. I've been doing a lot of painting with my son. I've got a horrible feeling. I didn't give him this paper. This is my Raphael. But I've got a horrible feeling I probably didn't clean it properly. Not the last time. Due to being distracted.
At the risk of throwing you off your painting stride, have you got your Razer microphone on?
It should be, is it not?
I don't know if it's picked it up on your
You
Skype.
asked me an old question actually, and maybe I answered the wrong thing. Let's have a look. Yeah.
Laura Bates is sitting down to paint Clacktrock. What colours are you using, Laura? What are you painting your Clacktrock? I'm going for a red. What are you planning on yours, Robin?
Clacktrock, I'm going for Tyrannosaurus green.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm looking for, yeah.
John Grant has finished his Clacktrock.
Now is that better?
Yeah, that's
okay.
better.
Yeah. So I think it had gone to the default.
It's the problem because we don't have like these fixed setups. You have to set it up each time and check it's all working. And you know, all these pros, they've got it all set up. They just sit down and turn it on, and away they go. And they know it's already all in place.
Yeah, and we do different things as well, though. Sometimes we're doing TTS, sometimes we're doing painting, sometimes we're just doing live chatting. It's all requires a subtly similar but subtly different setup.
Yeah, it's a bit of a faff, but people don't care about that. They're like, shut up and just paint it. Entertain us.
Oh.
I've definitely got back into my painting since we started this this paint, sit and paint sort of thing. It's definitely reinvigorated my painting mojo.
Excellent.
I hadn't painted since like October of last year before.
There seems to be, and it's just since we started doing this and talking about it more on our Patreon Discord, there seems to be a general uptick in people painting and getting excited about painting, which is really nice. Perhaps it's just my confirmation bias. I'm enjoying painting, therefore I notice other people enjoying painting.
Could be. Yeah, when you're not, and everybody else is going about, you tend to avoid those conversations because you're like, oh, shut up and go.
But I think the lizards as well have. Well, actually, the Ravagers were a really nice set to paint, but I think the lizards, everybody's keen.
I'm less keen on the lizards, to be honest, but I am more keen to play the lizards than I am to paint them. Funnily.
Okay, but you are painting them. Is that just because you've got to do it for work?
Yeah, basically. Just trying to work out if I need any light. I don't know if that's too bright or not. That might be a bit better. Ben Howe says he's picking these up tomorrow. Hello, Ben. He's in Australia. We are having a pleasant Good Friday. Thank you very much. Hopefully you are. Well, I don't know if you have a Good Friday at the same time as us in Oz. I'm completely unaware. But if you are, then I hope you're having a nice one too.
I think Easter is pretty constant, unless you don't celebrate it.
Yeah, I meant more around the timings, because it can be different in different places, can't it? I don't know.
I think if it's Friday, it might not be Friday anymore.
That's true. That is true.
I think it is.
Laura's painting her Clacktrock blue and orange.
Oh, blue and orange is great.
Strong colours.
Great contrast. I might.
I mean, I've done my Clacktrock orange on his skin. Maybe I should paint him blue on the scales. Should we try it?
Yeah, I'm quite jealous actually. A lot of people I've seen very contrasting scales, and I've done mine complementary, sort of red into orange. And I kind of a little bit of me wishes I hadn't done that.
Well, I was going to do the same on Clacktrock. I was going to do red into orange, or orange skin and then red scales. Right. And now, after that, I'm gonna go orange and blue.
Oh, I might for I've got a small person sitting watching me through the window here.
What, an Oompa Loompa?
Well, it could be. Could be. They're quite helpful.
Is he orange and blue?
They're quite helpful, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. So it can't be an Oompa Loompa then. See, I'm using Talazar blue here, which is a really strong blue, so I've watered it down a bit, but I maybe watered it down a bit too far, so I'll try and thicken it.
And then you have to put another coat on.
No, that's not how you do it. No contrast. It's one thick coat and just
Okay.
fucking dump the model in.
I'm definitely coming around to the idea of multiple thin layers. You get.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
Well, you say you just get a much smoother finish then, don't you? Which, I can't pretend that's my skill level. But you look at John Grant's. I don't know if we talked about John last week, but his lizard men are amazing. And again, he uses multiple thin coats. I keep being slightly off camera, really annoying.
Move the camera then.
Well, I'm worried about that just going horribly wrong.
It probably will.
Yeah, let's try it.
I've seen more and more stuff around air brushes recently, and I got to say, really, really tempted. But at the same time, I know I don't have the room for it, so I definitely won't buy one. But I really, really want to.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. But I had a mad 24 hours where I thought I was going to buy a 3D printer as well.
I mean, to be fair, that one keeps coming around so often, I wouldn't rule it out.
I'd love one. I just don't have anywhere to put one. And
one day, Shadudio might.
True. And I know that it's a technical thing, and I'm not very good with technical things.
How technical? Anybody out there watching? I know this is a painting video today, but how technical do people find their 3D printers, or are they mostly like regular printers, which means they never fucking work?
Well, exactly. I can never get my printer to work, so. Just things like you have to look after them properly, and if you look at my children, you'll see that I'm not very good at looking after things properly.
Less a nurturer, more a sort of throw out and let survivor.
Yeah. So I could just see my lovely 3D printer just being broken all the time, clogged, and
yeah, I mean, I don't know how often they get clogged up, but there is definitely a risk with that kind of thing. And if you've just spent several £100 on something like that, you certainly don't want it to be all clogged up.
No.
There's also the process as well. It's not just print and play with that kind of thing either. You do have to like cure them and stuff like that, I think, depending on which one you get.
Go on, sorry.
So I was just going to say, depending on which kind you get, it can be faffy.
And those are all the sorts of things I'm not very good at. This doesn't suit my. If it requires attention to detail, it doesn't suit my me. It doesn't suit. It doesn't suit my existence. So I'm not sure.
I was thinking I was going to do this guy red. I'm quite glad that I switched to blue and orange now.
Oh, okay.
It's quite effective. It's quite nice.
Right.
It pleases me. Although I'm aware that my painting is quite haphazard here, so it's not great. I'm
actually suffering a little bit from the same thing as you were, and I feel like my paint's a little bit thin, so the reds are coming out very, or finishing, not coming out, but they're finishing very pink. I don't want it to look pink.
Too thin layers.
Yeah, that's probably where I'll go, but because I'm wet blending it, it's a bit
trickier.
A bit trickier. Still, hopefully.
I do find it is quite easy to do wet blending with contrast and stuff.
Yeah, contrasts are very good for it. It's one of their strengths, isn't it?
Got nice strong pigments, and they're nice and thin, so you can move them around and play around with them a lot more. David Henson's using his wet palette too. Wet palette club. Who else out there's got a wet palette? Do you have a wet palette, Laura? Ben? Ildefonse?
So Ben's painting his water sword like a crocodile. Yeah, that's kind of how how I'll be going. I know it's a T-Rex green, but that kind of more natural green.
Sort of a more sort of earthy green.
Yeah, sort of more camouflagey, more kind of how dinosaurs traditionally were. Yeah. Now there's all sorts of theories what colours they are. Dinosaurs have changed a lot since I was a lad.
Yeah, I mean, for starters, they just suddenly gave raptors all
feathers.
It just gave them all feathers all of a sudden.
Yeah, but then I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like they've taken them away again now.
Have they?
I could be wrong.
God, these flipping raptors, I can't decide what they want.
No.
So this is Blood Angels red and Talazar blue. Doesn't go too badly together.
No. Not really a blue orange. There's a game company called Blue Orange. Such a good combination, is it?
It's that good. They named their company after it.
And there's a play called Blue Orange as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
And now there's a Saurus that's blue orange.
I saw years ago with Bill Nye in it. Very good.
You like Bill Nye?
I didn't really know who he was then. It was just before he had his Renaissance. It was just that bloke I vaguely recognised when he was in it. But he was really, really powerful. Really good. How's Andrew?
He's one of those actors that's definitely become much bigger as he's got older.
Yeah.
It feels.
I've got much bigger as I've got older too. But that's just biscuits.
Dave Henson says he doesn't use his wet palette often, but he needs the thin white so it does the trick. I mean, I try and use mine all the time now. Even when I'm using contrast, I tend to put it onto the palette so I can use it on there.
Right. Doesn't that mess up the contrasty properties?
It's not too bad. I mean, I tend to try and use what I've got before I, move on, so I don't go back to use it again later on.
Right.
Because one thing I find I do is I also try and, because I'm a skinflint, I try and scoop whatever contrast is left over back into the pot if I can.
No, my son knocked a pot of contrast over this week.
Contrast down.
Yeah. I tried to smear it on as many things as I could. I had a piece of scenery I'm painting. I thought, right, that can be black.
There we go. It's black.
It hasn't really, now it's dried. It hasn't really worked.
Don't. Right, so there's some blue on the sore arse.
Always use wet palettes. Yeah, and that's I don't normally use one, but I wanted a consistent wet blended colour scheme this time, so I have decided to use it this time.
Definitely helps with the old wet blend.
Yeah,
I also find if I... Sorry, go on.
I also want to come back and use the same colour. So next time I did one skink, I want to come and do the other skink the other colour, although there's always some variation.
That is one of the good things about it, is that if you put a paint down on the wet palette, you can then, if you're doing another colour later on and then you realise you've missed a bit or you need to touch something up, you can then quickly just quickly grab a bit and then paint that bit on again.
Yeah.
Which is quite handy. So I started my Otterpaddle. I did him Militarum green contrast, which was a bit too dark, so I re-undercoated him. I thought, do I go the Milan route and detail it? But then I figured, I'll just put a couple of whites over it and start again. It came out right.
Fair enough. Absolutely barbaric. Dave Henson just uses his table to mix on, he said.
Won't be so bad, but it's the
exactly. Well, I suppose you'd have an interesting and varied dining room table then.
That's true.
That's true. This here is from when I was painting my Astra Militarium figures, and this is the Great Known Oil Spill of 2017.
This was during my red phase. Somebody asked, have we bought a box each of the skinks? We have bought a box each, because you never know with the universal cards when you're going to want one, and there's always at least one or two must-haves in the universals.
Yeah, we tend to buy actually all of it really. We tend to buy one each, don't we?
Yeah. Sometimes we're lucky and we get sent one, but not so much these days. So we just make do and buy our own.
Yeah.
I mean, also, we don't normally paint them ourselves. We have people. We have a man for that.
Yeah, it's a departure for us to be painted. There seems to be too much going on in normal times. But we've kind of got into it over lockdown. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how, if you keep working from home and these Friday afternoon, or it's not Friday afternoon today, but these paint things keep going, then there's a chance we might always paint our miniatures. It's quite nice. It is nicer having your own painted stuff. It's great to get patrons involved and whatever, but it's this definite greater sense of achievement.
there's definitely it's definitely swings and roundabouts. I think when we get stuff in that people have painted and sent to us, that definitely is a bit more special because they've obviously spent their time and effort to do those kind of things. Even if we're paying for it, it's still nice. And invariably, quite often they come up with some fantastic paints that we just wouldn't be able to achieve ourselves. But on the other hand, it definitely does make you feel like you say, like you've achieved something when you finish a model. I definitely am very, very happy with my Golgok now I've finished him. And I wasn't sure how he was going to turn out at the start, but he's definitely become the classic Nurgle.
You're getting them all ready for when you take them to the Grand Clash next year.
I might try and paint the rest. I mean, I painted Golgok, his old Golgok. I think I'm quite happy with him, and he's mostly contrast paints, with a few technical paints. I used a bit of Nurgle's Rot on there, and I used Typhus Corrosion and Riser Rust to do the axes. So I was quite happy with that.
I love that combination.
It's just such an easy win.
Yeah. Typhus Corrosion might well be my favourite Citadel paint.
The only problem is you can't use it with one of your actual regular painting brushes.
No.
Because of all the little bits in it.
Yeah. I think it's my favourite.
Laura points out the one warband per month release schedule is nice for painting. So far she's managed to paint each one before the next one's come out. Nice work.
Yeah, I think that has definitely helped actually. I feel that it's manageable when you get two, especially for the channel. I think that's probably been the big difference, because when we've got two and we're meeting to record them, we need them done quickly. And some
ASAP.
A lot of people who do the painting for us, like Milky, they paint them so quick that actually, if we did it ourselves, it would be not 3 months, but a couple of months before we had painted miniatures, and they do look an awful lot better painted on the channel.
Yeah. I mean, we've had comments in the past when we've played with a warband straight out, almost on release day, where we've obviously not had time to get them painted first, and people are like, oh, you haven't even got your models painted. You want people to support your channel. Like, we have got a life, We do live.
Yourself, I haven't.
Then why aren't you getting them all painted? So you do have a life. It might not be the life you wanted, but you do. Oh, Paint Battle Rolls asks, what is each of our favourite single miniatures from the entire Underworlds range? You can only pick one. That's a really tough one to ask. There are so many good models. Because they've got a smaller range, they can lavish so much more detail on individual models. It's a really tricky question to ask.
Yeah, I really like Shayoch.
Oh, the guy jumping over the twigs. Branch, rather. Ildefonte says that it's Scritch for him. I mean, that's a great model. I do like Scritch. But I'm just wondering if there are other ones that I think I prefer more now. I mean, no one can argue that Scritch is the greatest.
Kirk, maybe. It's a bit fed up.
Kirk's just biding his time. If he didn't always miss with his 2 bloody hammer attack and fail with his 2 shield defense, then he would maybe get somewhere a bit more. I don't know. Which model would I like most?
I really like Zarsha from the Ravagers.
Yeah. I mean, like, all the Ravagers are really quite nice models, so each of them has something about them that I'm a bit about.
Yeah, all the Ravagers definitely have good points. I was trying to think which one I like the most, because they're the ones I've just painted, so that's quite a nice, easy remembrance. I actually really quite like Aubrey.
Yeah.
From back in the day.
Nice solid fighter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Sayic. I like Blooded Sayic. Just charging along with that axe held up, it just screams Khorne. Literally. John Grant says that Wet Palette changed his painting. I think it's definitely helped my painting, that and learning to thin paints properly. That's definitely something which I would never used to do. I used to, even up until just a couple of years ago, I would just take paint straight from the paint pot. And I might put it onto maybe a CD or something, but most of the time it was just straight out of the pot, and then onto the model.
Did your wife mind you using her CD collection like that?
There are people watching this, or there will be people watching this at some point, I suspect, who'll be like, what's a CD?
Oh, you're old.
Yeah. Did they go extinct when I were a lad? What CDs? You can't talk, John. You're our age. God, I'm still trying to think of what model I really like. I mean, I really like... There are so many models. Each warband's got like at least a model that I really like in. Which is my favourite?
Lug it and thwack, Laura says.
Lug it and thwack.
It's a good model. I don't particularly like. So this is the opposite of Ed's question. I don't particularly like. I don't think any of the animals. I was just thinking that Nugget and Thwack are great. That all the Noblars are good, but Thrafney is a bit pants. And
what about Riptooth?
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, he's probably the best, but I still don't really like him. But that might just be my Begor's Fiends prejudice showing through.
You prejudiced bastard.
Yeah, I'm prejudiced against people who eat their victims. I actually really like, as a collective, the Godsworn Hunt, and I think Jagathra might be one of would definitely be a contender for best model. Thedra also very good.
I think I'd probably have to pick some like Septimus.
Oh yeah.
I think he'd probably have to be my choice, which oddly it wasn't the one I painted first, because I didn't think I could do his armour the same justice. But I think now I could possibly. Now I've done Golgok as a bit of an example model. I think it might be that. I'm not so happy with Fecula. She's not as... I don't like her as much as the others.
The Everhang, I don't know whether you just broke up there. I don't know whether that was me, my connection, or what. But the Everhang I like.
Oh yeah, that's a nice model. But then I like the Queen as well. She's really nice. There we go. I'm getting... there's a lot done on that model for 3 paints.
So we haven't answered Ed's question at all. We've just named models.
Not really.
I'm going to go with Jagathra.
So many good ones.
And that is partly because possibly Nerdy Rob, who does the most amazing Necromunda painting, painted them for us. And the Jagathra is excellently done. Well, they're all excellently done, but the Jagathra is just a... He's really captured the dynamism in the model. I think I like dynamic models. Although I did say Oberyn, I like the dynamic models. So I like Shea because he looks like he's jumping over that log. And I like Jagathra in full javelin. Javelin chucker.
Yeah, I mean I like.
Gavin Scott says. Gavin Scott says the Warden and the cape.
Yeah, I do like the Warden.
His cape, and Laura Bates says Grawl is awesome. You see, I don't like the Grawl model at all. But maybe it's because I've never really paid attention to it.
The face on the Grawl model looks wrong to me. That's all I'll say. The face doesn't look right. It looks a bit weird. So there's my skank, my chameleon. I mean, I've done like 80% of the model already with 3 contrasts.
Yeah.
That is a pink, Robin. That is a pink.
Sorry?
That is a pink that you've picked there.
It's purple.
Is it purple? It looks a bit pinky on my camera.
It is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's sort of purpley pink.
It's this colour, but I think it's quite thin.
Yeah, it could be.
Sunset purple. Those could be pink.
Gavin says that he likes Fecula best out of the worm spat. I'm not a massive Fecula fan. I don't know why.
You like
I definitely think that... sorry?
You like prolapses? Is that why?
I don't know, I just feel like Septimus has the most typical Nurgly kind of look to him. I've just broken the golden rule. I've just dipped my paint into the coloured one, and then I've gone back to get a bit of the contrast medium.
Oh.
Trying to thin it out a bit.
Did you get away with it?
Yeah, just about. I was very quick. I've done it again. I'm still okay. I can't remember how much I thinned this one down when I did the previous one. I'm going to see now. It's already 11:30. Doesn't time fly?
Yeah, we didn't quite start on time, but that is impressive. Crazy cat lady with greasy hair. What's not to like there?
Well, yeah, I guess there is that. I've never really thought about Fecula as like the crazy cat lady. I quite like that.
Yeah. She needs more shopping bags.
Yeah, that's true. She also needs a spell where Hellcat, or Wretchling rather. Yeah, the thing that I think I'm just trying to think season by season. I think season 1 it would probably have to be someone like Scritch or one of the Reavers for me. Although I did like most of the Skaven models. Again, it's just hard to pick one out of a warband. For season 2, it'd probably be the Briar Queen or somebody like that.
Season 2 for me, I think I'm going to go Jagathra. Season 1, Season 1, I can't even remember. So I liked Oberyn, but that was mainly because he was one of the first ones I painted. I think it ties back into the painting experience. I really enjoy painting him. I used Crackle on him, and he looked, even if I say so myself, he looked pretty good, especially for my standard at the time.
I think he still looks pretty good now.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, I haven't played with him for I don't know how long.
Yeah, champions. I mean, when was the last time we had the champions on the channel? Yeah. Many moons ago. There's just so many other warbands that do it better now. I feel. I mean, they're not bad. They just don't jump out of the page at you, do they?
No, I think it's also because I've been playing the Condemners, and we're going to vary things up. The Condemners and them are kind of a bit too similar, really. Even though they obviously have differences, they're very similar.
They've got similar Inspire mechanics as well, don't they? Because they both rely around rolling crits. Just one's for defense only, and the other one is for anything. Oh no, that's not right. That's not right, is it? The champions inspire if they have a successful save. So if they roll a shield or a crit.
Yeah. Whereas the other ones are just roll a crit.
But on anything.
Yeah.
Wolfgang still loves the eyes for general weirdness factor.
Quite like Narvia. Narvia model is quite nice. And Vortimus as well.
But I do just love the fact that each model in nearly every warband, they've got their own, even like the Gits, even the regular little Gits, they have their own, they each have their own little feeling to them.
I've forgotten the Gits. How could I forget Redcap?
Yeah, Redcap. Harry and Thingy's brother.
Harry Redcap.
Yeah. And was it Louise?
Louise Redcap, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you a model I don't like. That's much easier. I don't like... I don't think I like any of the elves, any of the cow elves. But I certainly don't like the model for... Oh god, what's the name? Snurk.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not a Snurk fan.
Okay.
I feel like he should have been the classic sort of Snurk fanatic pose.
Oh, I've got a phone call. That's rude.
Ooh. That's rude. There's somebody ringing you to tell them you're out of
You're
flight.
on telly.
I don't know if you know this, but you're on YouTube. One of my wife's friends, who she works with, her son watches this. I won't mention names because obviously they might not want names mentioned, but if they're watching, hello. And she said she was watching it with him the other day as well, and she was saying that we're very funny, which I agree with wholeheartedly, and that we just go off on tangents sometimes when we're talking about stuff. We just talk and talk and talk, which is I think our UIP.
USP.
USB. USB.
USB.
Always get it in the wrong way. Always get it the wrong way the first time. Yeah, it's much easier to pick models you don't like than models you do like. I mean, I do like Glissette and Hadzu. I think they're quite nice models.
Yes. I'm having positional issues again.
Jeff Henson says he didn't like the cow elves till he painted them. I mean, not liking them is enough to put me off painting them entirely.
Yeah, I don't mind them, actually. I mean, and Milky did a great job on ours. I don't mind those.
Oh yeah, I think the paint jobs we got look awesome. They're just the models, the stance and all that kind of thing. They just don't appeal to me. I'm aware that I'm probably very alone on that one though. People seem to love cow elves, and I just dislike them utterly. But then I never liked high elves, so
it is entertaining me that we've got loads of really great painted warbands. We played loads of games, but we still have yet to play a physical game in the Chasm.
That is that's a good point.
Which is,
but thank God for TTS, basically.
Well, yeah, I'm off camera again.
The boys and girls working tirelessly on TTS right now, and the only person I can remember is Nick Ramone, who was on was part of the crazy team at that Grand Clash way back when. With us with the cow, with the horse hats heads on.
Was he in the Ramones as well? Was he in the Ramones as well?
Yeah. Which I guess is a thing. Maybe you'd celebrate that, but I think the Grand Clash is better. He's one of the guys working on it, and they're just doing a fantastic job of TTS.
Yeah.
It is a brilliant way of doing it. We were talking about the dice rolling last night, how sometimes it seems very it obviously is artificial, and sometimes the dice rolls can feel very artificial. But then I was talking about this during the final with John, and we were saying how you could actually, if you were talking to someone via Discord, you could use a camera via a Discord chat or whatever to just show your dice rolls, and then just use that for your dice rolls, and then just use the game to do the rest of it. Would work quite nicely. I'm even tempted to suggest that because we're starting season 2 now. Anybody who's not joined in, you might be able to join in for season 3. I might try and do it for that. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track, so I was reading the comments then. Ben Howard says, raptors are also the size of dogs, not man-sized like the movies. Yeah, but that's not as fun, is it? You're not going to see a man get savaged by like a cockapoo-sized dinosaur. It's just not as exciting. Just a flock of chicken-sized dinosaurs running around. Oh my god, the raptors are loose! Oh, for fuck's sake, we're going to have to go and catch them all now. Oh, Christ. Well, let's get Rocky. At least he can do it. So I just find I'm very eclectic at the minute painting these lizards because I want to do different things in all of them, so I want to try them all out in one go. I don't know what to do the main guy. What should I do? What colour? So my regular skanks are blue. My big guy's blue and orange. And obviously after Pattle's got to be green. What do I do my main guy? I was thinking of doing him white.
Interesting.
I do have apothecary white in here. If I can find it.
I'm doing my main guy blue.
Or do I do him yellow? Ooh.
Yellow.
Maybe I do him
It's
yellow.
a bold.
Iandon yellow.
It's a bold choice.
It's bold choice colour.
Exactly.
What do we think? Iandon yellow on this guy?
You are?
That's what I'm just wondering if anybody, what does other people think? Or do I do him white?
Ed did his yellow, didn't he? And yellow and blue.
Yeah, I'm thinking yellow.
They look good.
Yellow might be. Right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do him yellow.
Quite concerned about all the feathers on this guy. I feel like that. I feel like I'm going to let myself down on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that when I was painting one of the others, and I suddenly thought, you know what? I'm not sure if these feathers are going to be very, very good. I might try and do the feathers all one colour, or just fade between two colours to keep them, the contrast, keep like a bit more uniformity between them by using the feathers to tie them together as a bit more of a uniform, seeing as I'm doing them all different colours.
I completely missed a feather on one of the skinks. There's a little feather attached to his shield. But I didn't notice. I just painted it as part of his leg. And only later, well, looking at John Grant actually, I realised, oh, he's painted a feather there. That's weird. There isn't a feather there. Oh, there is.
Oh, bugger! Now I've got to go back and paint a bloody feather.
Pretty much how the internal conversation. Oh, I've just used the wrong red. Crevice.
Nothing worse than having the wrong red in your
crevice. No. Darken it up a little bit. There we go. It's all right. It's all right. Nobody will know in the end.
Okay.
Nobody will see. Nobody will see it.
I did find that when I was painting the base for my Golgok, because I took him off the base to paint it, and then I realised I was spending ages getting this little bit of the model, and I realised that's right behind his heel. No one's ever going to see that bit. And then I continued painting it. I
don't know whether GW will. We talked a little bit earlier about enjoy. A couple of people said they enjoyed the fact that they've gone for single monthly warband releases. I wonder if they'll continue to do that once things and stock levels and what have you normalise. I think it's. I feel like it's better for the game. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I feel like the meta shift is less abrupt. It keeps interest going because you've got more regular influx of cards. It means you might play some cards that you wouldn't otherwise play because there isn't quite so many. The chances are double the cards. You've got double the good cards, which crowd out the less good ones. And you have got the painting hobby aspect too is easier to keep up with as well. I'd be interested to know. Obviously, they're never going to tell me, but I'd be interested to know what their intention is and why, if they do think 2 warbands is better for them, why they think so.
I suspect for them it comes down to the fact that the more they can get out, the more they can sell. There are so many people out there that you regularly see it where they post pictures on Facebook of lol, just bought £700 worth of models. And you know that what you're going to see in a month's time is for sale, £700 worth of models.
Yeah, but
one box opened, one sprue assembled.
But they're not. They're people will still buy them. If you see what I mean, it's not like they're making less models this way. They're still making the same amount of models.
Yeah, I see.
And so I wonder whether. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I personally would like to see a more spaced out release schedule, but then I also am enjoying our Vanguard meta games because there's a lot less to choose from, so you end up picking a lot more models. A lot more cards that you wouldn't necessarily pick. I enjoy that too.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked some length about their enjoyment of the Vanguard. I do.
Oh, you've gone a bit.
I think I'm enjoying just doing something different. Sorry, I think I'm just enjoying doing something different from everybody else on using the Vanguard meta.
Yeah,
don't know what everybody else thinks.
To a large extent, there. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what our watchers think of the way we're going with it. I'm enjoying going off meta, as it were, because there are so many good content creators out there doing all kinds of stuff much faster than we can. Even the Tabletop Sydney guys, do check them out. They are releasing battle reports hand over fist right now. Just tons of them.
An alarming rate for us.
Very alarming rate. Yeah. I think they've got us beat in the content production front easily. Maybe not quite the finished quality aspect of it. I like to think that's where we definitely excel, but
and the waffle
filled with all these other
and the waffling,
yeah.
There's a couple of new blogs cropped up as well. I've noticed. I set the tempos on fire at the moment. He's just going from strength to strength, and then Bartosz, who I met at the Grand Clash, he started.
Didn't you fight his Mollog?
Sorry, no, Curse Breakers. I've forgotten now what his blog's called. He's got a couple of interesting posts, and then I saw another one this morning, and I know you did, Pete, because I've seen you liked it on Facebook. Called I can't remember what it's called. What it had 4 in the title. Warhammer. Yeah, I was going to say it must be Warhammer, mustn't it? Again, looking at a slightly different aspect, looking at old cards. So that's 2 new blogs have cropped up. So
and of course, No Gets No Glory had got back into the fold with an article recently.
Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't see that.
I think it was the first one he says he released in about 4 months, but that's brand new.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I've missed that completely. I have to go back and look at that.
Dig that one
so
out.
I've heard that some people are saying that the game's dead, but I think if anything, it's in a better position than it has been for a long time. which is nice.
Now,
Coming out of lockdown, and hopefully it will go from strength to strength. Now, Laura says she prefers the double releases overall. Cheaper on postage, yeah, that is a good consideration.
That is a point.
And I like having some time for the meta to settle down between releases. Yeah, I can see that. I suppose at the moment there's less call for the meta to settle down because there's no, theoretically at least,
there's no tournaments,
less competitions, in practice.
Although again, as tomorrow, there is the Straight Out Shadespire. Anybody who wants to fancy trying some cam games, do check that out.
What a brilliant
Well, sorry, you're all broken up again.
Did I freeze again?
You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if my children are hitting the Wi-Fi in another part of the house.
Could be.
It's Easter holidays here. Well, obviously it's Good Friday today. Easter holidays have started, so there's lurkers around, lurking.
It could be you're on Wi-Fi. Maybe if you had a
that's
plugged in.
Yeah, that where I am, it's not possible. I've been Wi-Fi the other days, but it may just be that there's more load, and it's Wi-Fi. So hopefully it's not going to be a major issue.
Gavin Scott says that he's doubting that he'll enjoy painting the vampires. They're all going to have to be too neat. I am worried about that myself, Gavin, because I too am a bit of a slapper when it comes to the application of paint.
I've read that too. Maybe you could do, for excuse the expression, dirty vampires. I might try that actually. I have to talk to Milky about it. Milky does these amazing weathering effects. You could definitely do some kind of.
You could do all their armor like pitted and corroded.
Feral vampires. Yeah, might work. I know, and he beat me to it. Matt from ITGH is going to do kind of what's the film called? Sin City type. Yeah. Noir, black and red and white, which I think has the potential to look brilliant, but probably not if I did it.
Yeah, I think you've got to be really on your game with the black and white to get that looking superb, I think.
Yeah.
But that could look quite nice. Ed says about using power over Ethernet. I mean, you're not that far away from your network point, are you?
I could probably get another. I could get another plug, I think. I could get another. I'm far enough away for it to be a problem, but I could get another because I've got some spare power over Ethernet port points, so I could use that. But it worked for the first couple, so I haven't worried about it.
I guess the question is, if there might be a studio in the future, would you just do your painting out there?
I would probably do this out there, although then I'd have to keep taking things backwards and forwards. I quite like this. I mean, the kitchen conservatory area. I quite like actually being in the house.
Yeah.
So as the kids get older, then maybe.
But also, all your paints are there, so you don't want to have to keep.
Exactly.
I'm just going to do this.
If we were kind of not recording, whatever this is, broadcasting out there, then I'd have to think about what I'm going to take and plan the session carefully.
And we all know that you're not one of nature's planners.
That's a bit rude.
But accurate?
Yes and no. I do plan, but I do also, as you know, go off on tangents.
As we said, that is kind of our thing.
So for an hour's painting, I probably manage.
It would just be a case of remembering to take the main paints. I mean, I tried to get out the main paints that I was going to use today.
Yeah.
But then the minute I've started, I've already begun just grabbing other paints. Like I just ended up just grabbing that yellow to do the boss man. So
well, today I knew that I would be painting these skinks, and they'd be purples, reds, and oranges. So I actually probably only need those 5 paints. So I had them all out. Ready to go.
We've got about 5 minutes left on the stream today.
Ooh.
5 or so minutes. I mean, this is the kind of thing you could just spend all day doing if you had the time for it.
Yeah.
It'd just be awesome. Maybe we'll have to do like a paint challenge thing in the future. Get a new box or something and just go, right, we're gonna. we're going to stream for 6 hours and try and paint it, and then realise about 2 hours in that we just can't do it anymore.
I would not. I think I talked about that last week. That I'd seen a stream. Somebody said they were streaming for 6 hours. I would not want to stream for 6 hours.
It'd be tough, wouldn't it?
2 I could maybe do.
Well, we regularly do nearly 2.
Yeah. I meant painting because it's
oh, I see painting.
I could talk for 6 hours. that's not a problem.
Dave Henson's pointed out there is a sorry, not Dave Henson. Gavin Scott's pointed out there is an upgrade now that removes and stops you from getting hunger counters, which is an auto inspire for vampires. So yeah, that is definitely something we noticed when we were talking about hunger last night during our post our game.
Yeah.
And but the problem is they're quite tasty once they've got a few hunger counters on them as well. They can be very heavy hitting, so you've got to balance that out. Yeah,
we were concerned that when GW have warbands that go all in on a mechanic, like the Curse Breakers, which go all in on magic, or Hrothgorn, which goes all in and making quarries, you end up with unbalance. Not balance. I think what the word is. So we're a bit worried about that they'll beat it so heavily they'll be too good. But hopefully that isn't going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Magic's kind of fallen apart a bit since Nightfall fell out.
Yeah, it has.
And because of that, the storm size have kind of almost disappeared, I think.
Yeah.
A bit from the scene, which is, I mean, I'm not that sad to see him go. I never really liked Stormsire, but
it's good.
It is a shame.
It's good and bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame that they disappeared because they were so good with magic and not so good without.
Yeah.
That they rely on it so heavily. I'm sure there's people out there who've made decks up that don't rely on the magic aspect quite so much, but they're probably not as effective, I would hasten to guess.
I do think it's a bit of a shame when mechanics come and go, and that worries me a little bit for primacy. Quite like it, but is it going to fade out in future releases? Obviously not anytime soon, but at some point it'll be a thing of the past.
Season 6 maybe. I mean, you're going to have the
I mean, maybe that's okay.
Headracker's Mad Mob.
Maybe that's okay because it's going to the cards will rotate out anyway. So, but I don't know. I kind of feel like we've talked about that before. They come up with these great mechanics and then they half implement them and then they drop them.
Get rid of them. Well, they can't really with primacy because Headracker's Mad Mob.
Are they going to use it?
Because they use it to inspire. Whenever you gain the whilst your leader's alive, it's a bit like Thundrix. So every time you get the primacy token whilst your leader's alive, you pick a fighter and inspire them.
Okay.
So they baked primacy into the game now. You can't get rid of it really without rendering that warband completely screwed.
Interesting.
Matt says that the disappearance of storm size is a travesty. Well, depends.
Hey Matt, I didn't know you were in, Matt.
Hello, I think he might have just turned up. Hello to everybody who has joined us and is painting their lizards. Yep. And if you're enjoying what you're watching, either live now or later on, give us a thumbs up. Always helps.
Well, I am giving us a thumbs up. I'm going to give us a thumbs up. It's 15 people watching.
You're rubbish.
Is that more or less than?
More than last time, I believe.
Right, because I guess it's bank holiday. Perhaps better time for my neighbour putting the bins in.
I'm quite happy with my progress so far.
I know. Well, mine looking okay there. Red dudes. Well, my stream's a long way behind yours. I don't know whether you can see those or not.
Yep. Yeah. Wolfram Gas says there's always Warhammer Underworlds online. Yeah. That's just a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole Warhammer Underworlds online.
I can't see them at all. I'm in completely the wrong place.
Warhammer Underworlds online. I want it to be as popular as the game, but I think that the game really relies on that face-to-face mechanic. It's not like chess. You don't generally sit down and have a good old... Well, you can, but you don't have to generally sit down and have a good old chinwag with chess. There's no back and forth. There's just, I'm going to move this here, you're going to move that there kind of thing. But Underworlds needs that discussion.
Yeah. Yes. I need to go on a crash course on how to hold things up with the camera because I'm terrible at it.
It's just about working out which way round is, you know, the words that aren't in my face now.
Okay.
Whether it's reversed or not.
Yeah.
But I suck at it too. And if you know, I tend to find when I'm trying to hold up to the camera in the right place, almost without fail, it's like a 50-50 guess of whether I need to go left or right, that I always pick.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong place. I'll go this way. And yay, there we go. So I'm going to add.
You're doing great, Robin.
Thanks, Matt.
Can always rely on our patroners, our lovely, lovely patroners, to say that we're nice, that we're doing great.
Oh, now I'm in the wrong place. I think I've got because I'm zoomed in and you've got it on. You're obviously split screen. I think I've got very small margin for error. I think that's what it is.
There is no margin for error. Yeah, Wolfram Gaz, it should have been the perfect year for Warhammer Underworlds Online, if anything. The problem I had was it's taken them too long to implement some stuff, and I say this not knowing anything about their process, so they might be, working their arses off to get the content out that they're doing. But it just seems too slow, unfortunately, and when they implemented the feature to allow people to communicate, it was a real damp squib.
Right, I haven't played it for so long. I've just painted skin colour that's not skin. What colour should that be then? What's that then?
Org.
I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it should all be known today. On the guy with the spear, Pete. So you look at the guy with the spear, and he's got like a belt that goes up over his shoulder. Yeah. He's got like little plates on it. What's between those plates, do you think?
I don't think there's anything. I think that's just the way it's been cast. If I was going to paint anything, I might paint it brown like the strap.
Oh, okay. Because I thought at first it was his skins. I've just painted it purple, but I don't think it is his skin.
No, I think it might either just be slightly terrible casting, or maybe just the strap, or just gold like or whatever you're going to paint the metal bits.
Yeah. Okay.
Ben Howard says he likes Morgok. Here's my Morgok. I'm quite pleased with him.
See, I don't like those models at all. I have no interest in those. In fact, we should have. I didn't mention, and I thought of it when we were talking about it. The Blade Coven girls. I really like the Snake Lady.
Oh yeah, the Blade Coven are very nice. But then I like all of them because they're all kind of a little understated.
Yeah.
But they're all very dynamic poses.
They've all got good hair.
They've all got good hair, something I can't relate to. But I do like all the Orcs. Well, actually, I like two of the Orcs. I like Morgok and I like Thug. I'm not so much a fan of Ardskull, that double mace thingy, whatever it is. Trying to work out what I'm going to do with the metal. I completely missed half of his leg. I've just turned the model around and realised I missed half of his lower leg on Clack Trock.
That's the way it goes. This is the way.
Gavin says he likes painting the models for Morgok, but he's not a fan of their play style.
No, I'm not.
I can sort of see that. I think, if anything, they're almost too good.
Yeah, we don't take anything good. That's our excuse.
I don't like that. That's my excuse. I agree though. I think they're almost too good at what they do, and that makes them just a bit boring to play against. Because like, oh, you're going to smash my face now, are you? Okay, cool. Although they only hit on swords most of the time, so they're not exactly the most accurate things, but they do have lots of stuff to help them get those war counters, which really help beef them up. Robin, show us your Saurus warrior, says Ben Howard.
He's not very interesting.
Is he still white?
He's still white. I'm in the wrong place.
I decided to go with pink, blue and orange on mine. After Laura said she was doing hers blue and orange as well. He says they should be white. I've done my skinks blue, my otter paddle, done green. I find that I can do like the basic shades and stuff when I'm on camera like this.
Classic detail. Me being terrible at putting things on camera, but there he is. Look, he's all white and lovely. He's going to be green. I've mentioned it before. I've got to go down and break into John Grant's house and take his next week. there'll be a brilliantly painted, completed green Saurus.
Poor old John. Comes along and supports us, and all we do is threaten to break into his house, steal his stuff, murder him, and bury him in the garden.
I don't remember him threatening to murder him, but maybe I did.
Yeah, you did.
Sounds like the sort of thing I'd say.
It does sound like me. So I think we're probably there. It's 12:05 now. We probably need to call it a night.
Yes. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Do stick in the comments below.
I might start recording myself every time I paint, and then I'll know where the best setup is. And
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Do leave in the comments below a comment of what your favourite warband model is. Who do you enjoy playing or painting, and how do you feel about the release schedule? One a month or 2 a month? What's your preference? We've got a bit of a divided opinion on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm a 1 a month person.
Yeah, I think I am.
And that's partly though because I have a nice. I've discovered, well, not discovered, but I know it's there for a long time. But my friendly local game store can get them in, and actually it's pretty much the same price. They don't really have a discount on them, but I don't have to pay postage, so it works out roughly the same price. So I think that's why I'm happy with 1 a month.
Matt Collins says that we were going live at 12 today. Sorry, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.
And Wolfman Gaz says, thanks for the inspiration to paint. You are welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It gives us the inspiration to do it as well. I mean, I certainly would probably just not bother if I thought I was just doing it on my own right now. So, helps everybody.
Yeah, and we'll try and do next week. Next week, presumably you're back at work, are you?
No, next week I am off as well. So we can possibly do 11 till 12 or 12 till 1.
Yeah. I guess other people will be at work. So maybe lunchtime is better.
Yeah. Leave a comment below to say that as well. Would you rather see an 11 to 12 slot or 12 to 1 slot? I mean, it's bank holidays here, and well, it's not bank holidays actually. Robin's off work because it's Easter holiday, and I'm off because we have a company day off. So, yeah, let us know in the comments what would you rather see, and we'll organise that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching this now and you enjoyed it, or if you're watching it later on and you enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions about any of it, do stick it in the comments below.
Absolutely. Do join us for Straight Out of Shadespire tomorrow. We're commentating on 4 games, I think, tomorrow. So do come along and say hello. We'd love to see you there.
That is going to be awesome. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah. 12 to 1, everybody.
We'll see you all soon.
12 to 1 votes already.
Okay. Looks like it's 12 to 1 then.
Cheers, everyone.
See you soon. Bye.